Hello, thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure for me to share with you about my leadership journey and a little bit on how you can do the same for fellow women and colleagues. I am Grazzia Mendoza from Honduras. I'm a former TISO International Association board member, also the founder and former president of Health at TISO in Honduras, and the former president of LAC TISO, Latin America and the Caribbean. Today we have been invited to talk a little bit about leadership paths, and I will tell you a little bit about my leadership path. Usually when we think about this, we might think that when we see the leaders that they have had a very straightforward path with goals at every step of the way that they have achieved as they move forward. However, I can tell you from my own experience and my own leadership path that the path can be different for everybody, and it can be either a very nice and smooth highway, it can be a zigzag dirt road, it can have steep slopes with lots of steps, it can be full of flowers and nature, or it can vary depending on the seasons, and most seasons being more pleasurable than others. But what I can tell you that no matter the path that you follow to leadership, what you need and what I have experienced in my own life is having a vision, setting different steps to accomplish those goals, and be able to meet that vision that you have for your own leadership. And it can be something very high up, or it can be something at the mid level, but it's something for you that makes you feel good and that makes you feel positive without forgetting yourself in the way of becoming a leader. I can talk to you about my leadership path in different ways, and I see it usually from two perspectives. My professional side, which has to do with my day job, which started by working at a binational center, not being a teacher, fresh from high school, and with zero notion of what being a teacher meant. And it was incredible that I found amazing people who supported me along the way and taught me what a real leader had to do, and that is encourage others to thrive and grow. From the Binational Center, I went on to working with primary and secondary students, and also found people who supported me and taught me how to do things the way that they were supposed to be, because they saw my lack of experience, and instead of just dismissing me, they embraced me and taught me how to be a good leader and a good professional. So, because of this experience that I had in my life, I found that this was the key to being a good leader. Sharing with others, supporting others, making sure everybody has access to all the opportunities that they need to thrive. And this led me to becoming after part of the higher education institution, and now being part of the U.S. government at USAID in Honduras and supporting the Ministry of Education in different types of projects related to quality of education, school-based violence prevention through social emotional learning, and workforce development. The next aspect of my leadership journey is my TESOL volunteer work. And I have found this to be the most rewarding part of what I do as a leader. And I started, as you can see in that first picture, very scared. My first presentation ever at TESOL, my first ever convention in Seattle. And it was a very scary moment, but a very rewarding and exciting one as well. After that, I moved on to review proposals at the point in time where we still did them kind of in PDFs. And that was an interesting process from which I learned a lot. And I got to learn about what it took to organize a convention in order to have what we see usually when we attend the conventions. Then I moved on to different roles. Within the intersections, I became part of the leadership of the EFLIS. I shared an award in the awards committee. And then I also, because of the work and everything that I learned in TESOL, became the founder of Health at TESOL in Honduras. And to date, we have trained over close to 3,000 teachers through different regional and annual events that we do. And finally, that took me in 2019 to be elected to be part of the board of directors. Just recently, I rotated off, but I can tell you that this journey has been really rewarding along the way, I have found, again, people that are willing to support me to become the leader that I am today. So I would say if I were to give you advice on what to do and how to engage is there are many professionals associations out there, and I bet in your countries there are many spaces where you can volunteer as a female leader. And it is important, this is necessary. We are drivers of change, and we should engage in the ways that we feel comfortable with within those associations or groups, and even create our own groups. Some examples of professional associations are TISO International Association, the TISO affiliates, IATEFO, Africa, ELTA, and LAC TISO. So I would suggest and encourage you to become part of any of these groups, or like I said, create your own group based on your own interests. And why am I saying this? Well, because we as women are the leaders in the present that lead that future. Our ideas are transformational, and we value different things related to ethics and related to teamwork. We make more financially sound decisions according to studies, and we bring fresh perspectives to the table. So we should wear this many hats that we are able to wear and actually influence a change and make a difference in the context where we are. How can you do this, and how can you engage in the process? Be part of mentorship programs, either as a participant or as a mentor. Shadow other leaders. Watch what they're doing and how they're doing it, depending on your interests. Be part of succession pipelines of leadership, because more leaders are needed every day. There is a lot of work to be done in our field and in different aspects of what we are doing. Be part of training. Engage in leadership and certification programs. Engage in networks and groups where you can find other leaders, different leaders, not only from your own country, but leaders worldwide. And prioritize female leadership. If you can bring another colleague, female leader, to be part of activities, make sure you engage them in the process. I just want to finish by saying female leadership in our discipline has been slow. We need more forums like this, like We Mentorship PLN, like LAC-TESOL programs, like Equal Voices in ELT, in order to make sure that we're encouraging more women to be part of the leadership and to become leaders. Is there a gender gap in leadership in our field? Of course there is, absolutely. Are we doing something about it? Of course. Are we working to empower female leaders? Definitely. This is what is happening today. Making sure that we tell our stories so that others can relate and see that if we could do it, they can do it as well. Thank you for having me today. This is definitely a great experience. I want to leave you with this thought from Adrienne Rich. The most important thing one woman can do for another is eliminate and expand her actual possibilities. So whenever you are in a room with other women, make sure you're the light in someone's way and encourage them to lead. Thank you.